The Bourne Supremacy is directed by Paul Greengrass, not Doug Liman, and it continues the story of Jason Bourne after Bourne Identity. So I'm not really going to spoil the end of that movie or what's revealed, and I'm just going to talk about what happens in this movie. So Jason Bourne is flushed out of his hiding after resolving some stuff at the end of the first movie, and loses someone important to him, so he goes on a quest to not only survive, but escape these assassins that are targeting him, that are rogue from the CIA, and trying to deal with this new CIA higher-up that's hunting him named Pamela Landy. Landley... It's hard to pronounce, sort of. So The Bourne Supremacy for me is a better film than the first one. Not everyone agrees, but I personally liked it more. Because I liked the plot a little bit more. Like, the first one was survival a lot. This one, something happened to Bourne at the beginning of the film. I'm not gonna spoil what happens, but, you know, you really are just like, oh, wow, it sucks, man. What are you gonna do? Well, you just gotta go get out there and just try and do your best to survive. And that's what happens in this film. And forgive me if my memory's a little foggy on this film. I don't remember this one as well as some of the other ones, but I'll still do my best to sum up the movie. Once again, Matt Damon is great in the role, and I love the supporting cast. I love the supporting cast. I really like the character of Pamela Landy also. You know, you get kind of the feeling that she's like the villain, she's evil, but you know, as we go on, you realize she's just doing her job, and even then, she's not like corrupt like some other CIA higher-ups that we'll see in the last film. Because yeah, that happens. And I gotta say, the action in this film is great. It's a lot more shaky and quick cut than the last film, though. Paul Greengrass used this a lot more than Doug Liman did, and I still like it. I still don't. I mean, I would prefer not to have any shaky cam or quick cut editing. But if it's going to be done, at least let Paul Greengrass do it, because he knows what he's doing. He did a great job with this one, even though the full extent of the talent of this technique is yet to be seen until the third film. I'm not trying to compare this one to the third film. They were both directed by him, while the first one was directed by someone else. But I still think Bourne Supremacy is a really good film, and better than the first one, in my opinion. I also really like all the assassin stuff that Bourne has to deal with. It leads to some pretty intense confrontations with some other CIA people that Bourne doesn't really want to hurt, but he kind of has to, you know, interrogate, make sure he knows that they aren't really against him so much as they just kind of want to control him. And, you know, a lot of the stuff that happens is still trying to get Bourne's identity, or rather his memory back. His identity in the Supremacy and then the ultimatum of it. Titles are weird in this series. But I do like a lot more of the reveal of Bourne's, you know, who he is. Like at the end, we actually learn some interesting tidbits about him. But I feel like this one concentrates the least on figuring out who Bourne is, and so much as just putting Bourne in a scenario where he has to get out and try and, you know, escape and all that. And while it works, as I said, I like this film more than the first one. It's still not the best. There are still a couple of slow, dullish moments. And I don't like every character. But at the same time, I still think this film is really good. And, you know, if you're going to watch the first film, which I said, you're going to watch this one. And it's also a good film. I don't think it's amazing, but I still like it. I don't like the films as much as other people, I feel. But, you know, we'll talk about the third one and why I feel that one's the best in the next video. So, overall, Bourne Supremacy, I like the cast, I like the acting, which comes out of good cast, some good action, good direction, plot's pretty good, not like the most exciting places. It's pretty much just the Bourne Identity, only slightly better. I guess that's the way I can sum it up. I'm going to give the Bourne Supremacy a 90%. We're getting better and better, folks. The last film is an awesome ride, and we're going to talk about it next. See you guys then. Adios, home slices.